Well, let's look at another example, but this time, redirecting the incoming request to a specific target group. First, let's understand the configuration scenario. We will create an application load balancer that will be assigned to 3 availability zones. Each availability zone will contain a server or an EC2 instance. Both servers will serve images, that is, it will be an image website. Server 1 will contain a cat image gallery, and Server 2 will contain a dog image gallery. Server 1 will belong to target group 1, and Server 2 will belong to target group 2. Since the servers have different contents, we will use path-based routing to direct the user's image request to the appropriate target group. So, when a user tries to access cat images, the request will be forwarded to target group 1, and when they try to access dog images, the request will be forwarded to target group 2. And to make it more interesting, I will create a third target group containing 1 server. This group will serve the main website. So, all requests will come to this group, and from there, the request will be redirected to the corresponding target group. So, let's go to the AWS console and start the configuration. Okay, here I have the 3 EC2 instances or web servers to use. If we enter the public IP of server 1, /dogs, this is the dog image gallery website. If I go back and enter server 2, /cats, this is the cat image gallery website. And if I go back and enter server 3, this would be the home. So what we'll do is we'll create an ELB that points to the target group that contains this EC2 instance that serves my main website, 2 more target groups for the dog and cat image gallery sites, and then we'll use path-based routing to direct the request to the corresponding sites. Now, I will not show how to design this gallery as that is not the focus of this class. However, in the source files for this course, you will find both the step-by-step and the code I used for this demonstration. So, I'm going to go back to the AWS console, target groups, create, leave it in instances, give it a name like Teachy Dogs, leave everything else as is and hit next. And here, I'm just going to pick the server 1 dogs instance and add it to the new target group. This is the EC2 instance that serves the dog image gallery website. Once that's done, I create the target group. From here, we'll create the second target group, and we'll call this one Teachy Cats. Next, I select and add the EC2 server 2 of the cat's image gallery and create a group. And let's do the same for the last target group, which will be called TG Home. Next, I select and add the EC2 server 3, which will be the main site, and create the group. Okay, if we see the target groups, here are the 3 already created according to the configuration scenario. Now, let's go load balancers. Create. In ELB, create. Let's create the ELB to associate it with the target groups. So, I will give it a name like ELB Gallery. It will be exposed to the internet. Below, I choose the VPC and all the availability zones. I will choose a security group that will allow me incoming HTTP. In listeners and routing, I will leave it HTTP port 80 with a default forwarding action to the target group TG Home, which is the one that contains my web server with the main site. I check that everything is okay and create the load balancer. Once created, if we go to it, we can see that it is provisioning. I'm going to wait for it to finish the process, and I'll come back here in a moment. Well, after a few minutes, the ELB is up and running. So, if I copy the URL DNS name of the ELB and open it in another tab, notice that it loads the main website. Now, if I type /cats at the end of a URL, notice that I get an error because the ELB has no information where to redirect this request. The same happens if I click on the cat's home page. So, To solve this, we need to create a rule in the listening agent and configure the path-based routing condition. So, let's go back to AWS. Listeners and Rules tab. I select the default rule, Manage Rules, Add Rule. I'll give it a name like gallery_cats. Next, add condition. The condition type will be path, and down here, I'm going to put /cats, /*. So, /cats will allow us to match the folder, and /* will allow us to match any file in that folder. Confirm, and next, here, the routing action type will be to forward the request to the tchat started group, which contains my cat gallery web server. I press next, give it a priority of 10, next, and create. Now, I will create the other rule. This one will be called gallery_dogs. Next, add condition. It will be path-based as well, and in value, it will be /dogs, /*. Confirm. Next, and it will be redirect to the target group tcdogs, which contains my dog gallery web server. I press next, give it a priority of 20, next, and create. With all this set up, it's time to test the implementation. So, if I go back to Home, refresh the site, and browse the gallery of God images, I can indeed do it. If I go back and go to the other gallery, I can also browse it. So, this shows that the rule with a path-based routing condition works perfectly. With this, we in this class